This is the Preciva digital caliper. Let's take it out of the box. Comes in a nice plastic blow-molded case to keep it protected. In the box is the caliper itself, as you see here, along with the operating instructions, a very commonly available CR2032 battery, which it runs on, and a small screwdriver to open the battery compartment. I'm going to go ahead and install the battery and we'll give it a test. Well, actually, you get a bit of a bonus here. First of all, there's no tools required to remove the battery here, and there's already a battery in it, so you get a spare with it, so you can keep that in the container with it. And the screwdriver, I suppose, would fit the screws on the back here, or the screw on the back there if you ever needed to, but probably won't need to. So I'll put the battery back in and we'll get started. Okay, so here we have the caliper right here, and you will see that this slides and will measure whatever is in between this. So if we wanted to measure, let's say, how thick that is, we could put it down at the end there. And this is currently reading in millimeters. By the way, the display is as is. It is not backlit and there's no way to turn it on. It says 7.16 millimeter. Now, if you want to change that, you can. It has a button over here that you press, and this is in inches. And it says it's 0.2830, and can even display fractions. Hopefully you can see that right there. It's a bit hard to get the right angle, but that says 930 seconds. So that means that this is, at least on the flats, 930 seconds of an inch across, or whatever the relation in millimeters or anything like that. You can measure smaller things, of course, like if we wanted to measure the thickness of this battery in the package, that is reading 11/64, like that. I'm going to go back to millimeters, 4.43 millimeters. So we can take that out. And there's also a set screw over here that you can tighten, and that will hold it so it won't slide on you. So it'll read exactly what it did. And you see, even if I just mush it a little bit, it'll change the reading ever so slightly because it is super duper sensitive and accurate. Here's a hammer. We'll measure the handle of that. I'll set it over to the inch measurement. Okay, and I'll open this up, and you can always overshoot it and then go back down, which is typically what you're going to do. And for that, this handle going across is reading 1 3/16. So a very handy way to measure things. You can also measure the inside diameters of things like this. You see how this opens up like that? So you can measure the inside diameter of a tube or a pipe or something like that. Let's give that a shot. So the outer diameter of this plastic pipe is 41, and we won't worry about the decimal point. But the inner diameter, because of the thickness of the material here, is going to be different. So we had 41, so we'll remember that. And then I'll go in here and measure like this, as you see. And that is now reading, if I can get in there, 36 and change. And if you wanted to measure the actual thickness of that, I know it's upside down, but this pipe is like 4 feet long. That's 2.5 or so millimeters. And if we change that back to a fraction, that's 1/8 of an inch. If you can see that, it says 8/1 upside down, so it's 1/8, just like that. And, if you look at it, that kind of does look like about 1/8 of an inch right there. So here's a, like a headphone jack type of thing, and it's 1/8 inch. And if you look, yeah, that is pretty right on right there. And we'll also use the calipers just to measure this as well, and we should be very close to that. And if you look, right on the money, 1/8 of an inch with the plug inserted in there. You'll also notice that when I move this, out this end comes another thing, which is a depth gauge. So you can measure how deep something is as well using this. So it has a lot of flexibility and a lot of functionality. I especially like the fractions bit that it can display on there, because that's actually really, really convenient. But again, it does metric or whole inch as well as in decimal. So this will read from 0 to 6 inches, which is 150 millimeters, and it has a resolution of 0.0005 of an inch and 0.01 millimeters. The accuracy is plus or minus 0.02 millimeters and 0.001 inches. A high-quality tool from Preciva. If you'd like to purchase this item, I'll leave a link in the video description where you can find it available for sale on Amazon. Thanks for watching. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.